Alright guys, here we go. We're up to video number 5 in my best and worst series. This video is going to be all about the best and worst feuds in the WWE. I originally had my number 1 worst as Kane and Snitsky. I'm going to move that down to number 3. It definitely deserves noting because I don't think there was ever closure to this feud. I think it just kind of fizzled out. Lita with the storyline miscarriage, Snitsky saying it wasn't his fault. Everybody expected a really violent, brutal beating from Kane, and I don't remember that ever happening. So that's why that goes as my number 3. I wrote it down first. I really don't think it deserves the number 1 spot. Between the two that I do have left, the real decision as far as who takes number 1 comes down to numbers. You have my number 2 is Triple H and CM Punk. This is a real feud that actually had personal behind-the-scenes animosity. According to what I've heard, been told, looked up about this story, Triple H wanted a match with CM Punk at a major pay-per-view. I don't remember exactly which one it was supposed to be. But Triple H was going to be the winner of the match and bury CM Punk. And CM Punk said no. And now there's not a CM Punk anymore, which makes this a really serious feud for me. That's why it takes the number 2 spot. Yeah, the only way you see CM Punk is if you're in Chicago, and then every time music comes on, it's CM Punk. Other than that, he's just gone, and with his talent, that shouldn't have happened. My number 1, and this again is because of sheer numbers, Triple H, CM Punk means CM Punk is gone. It led to AJ Lee being gone. The two of them probably on sheer talent alone outweigh the members of Nexus, but based on the sheer number of people that were buried and are now gone because of it, Cena versus the Nexus is my number 1 worst feud. There were only 2 guys who really, out of the Nexus, had talent after this feud was all, or had success after this feud was all over. Daniel Bryan, who was on John Cena's team, and Bray Wyatt, who, for those who don't know, was Husky Harris, and he had to, as I mentioned in the early video, completely change his persona to have the success that he has now. Wade Barrett's gone, Ryback is gone, Justin Gabriel is gone, and technically Husky Harris is gone. So the sheer number of people lost in that feud after Cena buried Nexus is why they take the number 1 spot. My best feuds, number 3 is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. There's a few reasons for that one. These two, every time they get in the ring, are coming up with new ways to hurt each other that I've never seen before. This feud has really let them show what they're capable of doing in a wrestling ring. Started way back in NXT, and it's still going on every time they get in the ring. So that's just a feud that whenever they say Sami and Kevin Owens are going to have a match, I know it's going to keep the feud going and we're going to see great stuff out of the two of them. Number 2 was Undertaker and Batista over the world title. That lasted like a year. There were all kinds of matches involved. These two, again, just constantly coming up with new ways to try to destroy each other. They went to war many times, and the entire feud was entertaining to watch. So to have a year-long feud that I was still okay with seeing them fight. I know some people got tired of it. They didn't want to see those two anymore. They wanted some new stuff going on. I thought the matches were great, so I was always entertained by watching these two fight. Number 1 feud, I really don't think there's any argument here. There might be some people who say, well, if you go back as far as the days of Ric Flair and Bret Hart, or Hogan and Macho Man after their tag team split, you can argue those. I still don't think you're ever going to get anything like The Rock versus Stone Cold. That was a feud that lasted all through the career of Stone Cold, and might still be going on if the two of them were both able to wrestle. It had hilarious moments. I think watching The Rock, he picks up the camera during one of their WrestleMania matches, and he's talking into the camera, and then he turns the camera around and he gets the stunner. Hilarious. Just outlandish, insane shit that only the two of them could pull off. So, The Rock and Stone Cold definitely takes my number 1 feud of all time. And let me see. Looks like I've got 2 videos left still. Up next is going to be my best and worst storylines, and then after that I will do my shoutouts and dishonorable mentions video. And these videos are actually more demanding than I expected. I'm already kind of tired today. But yeah, we'll get these all done. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Again, comment, send me an email. There's one that I've got to I'll mention it during my storylines, but I might go way more in depth into one of my storyline picks in another video. I'll try to get a hold of James from JD Films. We'll get on the phone and we'll break this down. Yeah, I'll go more into that in the next video, and then I'll get a hold of him, see what he thinks about doing that. I'm probably going to cook dinner, so I won't do the next video right away, but I will get back to you guys with a couple more videos for today. So I might not do a video for another day or two. We'll see. I'll let you guys know more about how I'm feeling when I do my last video. And I'm out of here. Bye, guys.